Well, hello everyone, welcome to today's very short video. Well, I've just moved back into the office and I'm slowly getting things sorted. I've got my computer now set up, so I thought I'd make a quick video. But while I was setting things up, I was scrolling through Instagram and I came across this photo just simply titled Aerochrome, and I just sort of fell in love with the colours of it. It was the pinks and the red hues of it. And I scrolled through Instagram some more using Aerochrome as a tag, and I found out all these wonderful photos. I just totally loved the colours. So anyway, I wanted to find out more about Aerochrome. I must have lived in a cave or something, never heard of it, so I did some research and found out some stuff about it.
Kodak Aerochrome was originally developed for aeronautical reconnaissance. It was used from the air to detect camouflage, making real vegetation glow bright red, while anything artificial stayed dull and dark. Pilots could see hidden structures instantly, but photographers noticed something else in it. Those surreal pink forests and cool blue shadows created a world that felt familiar, yet subtly unreal, almost dreamlike. And that's the feeling I'm trying to replicate here.
So I really want to emulate Aerochrome, but the only true way to do that is to shoot Aerochrome film itself, and good luck trying to get that. As I say, that film was discontinued about 10 years ago, maybe even longer, and if you do find any expired rolls on eBay or anything, it's extortionately expensive. I mean, I've seen prices up to £800 for a roll of film, so I think you'd have to be a real enthusiast to buy that. So that's out of the question for me. And the only other real way of shooting infrared is via a modified digital camera where you take off the filter, so it's sensitive to all wavelengths of light, or shoot on infrared film and a film camera, neither of which I have at the moment. So anyway, I found a way of basically faking the look on Aerochrome fairly easily, but it only works with certain subjects. So yeah, I reckon 5% of my subjects work and then the rest look a bit iffy. So anyway, without further ado, let's jump into Lightroom. So anyway, my first attempts at emulating Aerochrome on Lightroom were pretty disastrous. I tried to do it all in Lightroom with sliders and profiles, and I just didn't get anywhere. So I'm super lazy, and I thought I've got to find an easy way of faking this, and I did find an easy way of faking this. I found a free preset which I'll use later on, and it works, I reckon, not all the time, but with a fair percentage of subjects it does work quite well, and you do get an Aerochrome look. So anyway, without further ado, let's jump into Lightroom.
So I'm in Lightroom now, and I've got this image loaded up, which I think is going to work really nicely for what I am aiming for. Earlier in the video I mentioned that I did try to recreate the look manually using sliders and color profiles. And honestly, it was a complete disaster. If I'd had more time, I might have pushed through, but I'll be honest, I took the easy route. So I ended up finding this preset online over at freepresets.io. I've popped the link down in the description. Before applying it, I'm just making a few basic adjustments to the exposure and contrast here in Lightroom. Once the preset goes on, it actually does a surprisingly good job of faking that Aerochrome look. It's definitely not perfect, and it only really works on certain types of images, but for this one I think it's spot on.
So anyway, straight off the bat, I think the preset's done a pretty good job of creating this emulation effect. I do find it a bit contrasty and a bit harsh still very digital. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to open it up in Dehancer Pro and apply a film look to it.
Alright, so now we're in Dehancer Pro. And for this one, I'm going with the Ektachrome film profile. This has become one of my favourite looks recently. I just really love the way it handles colour and contrast. I'm going to make a few small tweaks to dial it in a bit more to what I'm after. But the most important part here is adding bloom and halation. That's going to soften those highlights, especially up around the brighter areas at the top of the image. Interestingly, real Aerochrome film doesn't actually have a halation layer. So by controlling that here, we can get the look a little closer to how the film would behave in real life. It's a subtle touch, but it really helps the final image feel more authentic.
So I'm not happy with that result. It's a lot softer, a lot more filmic. I don't know how it resembles in real life Aerochrome, having never shot a roll of it in my life. But from what I've seen online, it's not a bad emulation, I don't think. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video and found it fairly interesting. I've included a list of links in the bottom in the description of things I've talked about, plus a link to my blog article where I talk about Aerochrome in a bit more detail and a bit more of a history. And until the next video, I shall see you later. I've also included at the end of this video a slideshow of some of the images I've converted using this process. Anyway, see you later. Bye. Yeah, if you're still watching now and you haven't turned off, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Cheers and bye again.